What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we are doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs like, and you guys in the cryptocurrency world, where crypto, as we all know here, is the biggest opportunity over the next couple of years, and it's not even close. So, welcome along on the journey. We appreciate each of you. Corey, take it away.
Good morning, Hexicans. How are we doing today on this fine Friday, guys? It's a beautiful day today in Hexico. It looks like we could be getting ready to break out. I see bull flags like all over the price charts. It's ridiculous. And then Tetra, of course, the newbie roots of the community is Sommi. He goes and talks about a freaking coin and it moons overnight. And like Tetra's pumping, which I'm super stoked about. I love Tetra and everything Tetra is all about. I see Red Squirrel in the chat here, so I know he loves Tetra. He's happy that it's pumping. But, man, it's a super cool week. I feel like this week has been awesome. Unfortunately, I'm a little under the weather, guys, so I'm going to do my best to push through the stream, but we'll be all right. Freaking being in Arizona when it's cold, coming off of the tropical island, wrecked me and my family. Absolutely wrecked. We've been sick like 3 times back and back in a row. It was just been crazy. And I just want to get back on the island and watch my bags pump to the moon and go to the beach and maybe go hiking in the mountains and go scuba diving.
I hear you. Hey, if you guys want to jump in, we included today's open mic Friday, so we included the link in the chat. If you want to come and jump in, we'd love to have you on. Man, look at In fact, let's pull it up.
It would be fun if Red Squirrel wanted to come on and stay a faceless person, faceless avatar, and let's talk about Tetra. I know he won't, but it's always good to poke at him.
Right. I mean, yeah, look at this candle. Sommi talked about it last night. I had a nice little pump, a little bit of sell-off right now, which is to be expected. And Tetra all-time highs.
That is a great chart, man. It's got nice structure at the bottom, and this is, of course, against the U.S. dollar. And then, there was the bottoming, and then like it has higher lows. I mean, it's a great chart. This too, I mean, this is showing that it's trying to come up off its, that trend there that you have the line on. It's
broke. I mean, you look at it, it broke this liquidity here, where things are kind of like hanging out, you know what I mean?
But it pushed back down.
And then it pushed back down, yeah.
So high hopes, man. I mean, and this is off of like Tetra basically still being a kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news type coin, because there's not really, I mean, we have the lemon orders and the ominous, but that's not really what Tetra is about. Like, I get it. It's nice they delivered something for us to play with and use, but that's not Tetra.
It's not over here, right?
Yeah, that's not why I'm so excited about it. I can go to Pitius and use a DEX aggregator, and the limit orders is cool. Okay, I'll give them that. But like, man, I'm excited for the automation. I'm excited to set my guys up in our group to be like automate their portfolio so they can go out and crush the world and still be making passive income, compound on top of compound. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And so, yeah, I'm here for it. We'll see what happens when the thing, it might, we were talking about this in the group last night, Dane, with Hedron, and how that was, last time ICOSA came out, when it did come out, Hedron did a 30x off kind of like a buy the rumor. And then when Hedron launched, actually before ICOSA launched, it was probably about, I remember a few weeks before, a big sell the news really hit it. Like it got sold down. It got sold down tremendously. And I'm wondering if Tetra might have some of that. Like if Stu-Man started talking about like launch dates and talking about like more time horizons, more accurate, like I bet you would see the same kind of thing would happen. So like, I don't know if you guys are like into the whole law of meme coins or just trying to pick up some bags to multiply your pulse, kind of like how we talked about on the show the other day. Could be a play. I don't know. Not financial advice. Go buy bonds and stocks. We don't care.
Right.
But I love the protocol regardless. Like that's one thing that, like Dane, if you're playing these like buy this asset so you can get more pulse, and it doesn't work out for you, like, and if you like the asset you bought, then maybe like you're in good shape. Or like if you buy a meme coin, your only intent really is to get more pulse at the end of the movie. Where if you buy like Tetra, well, if you don't get more pulse at the end of the movie, you don't see this massive run up, and Tetra does launch what their design intent was, well, then at least you have the Tetra and you can stake it and earn the passive income through the protocol. It has this utility. I love utility coins, man. I don't know, man. I'm almost a utility coin maxi, except I'm not, because I do own like Teddy Bear and I own like that PTGC or whatever the hell it is, and a couple other small meme coins. But I love the utility stuff, man. That stuff is. So I'm like, well, at least if I don't get more pulse by holding this, I can actually use. Like I bought some of my Mintra position back, and I'm like, I staked it, and I'm like, man, I'm not earning crap in there because it's just not being used. Hopefully, it starts getting used in the future, but like it has a small utility use case for the coin. But some whale likes the thing; he keeps buying this shit up.
Right.
Like, hey, if you're gonna keep doing that, I'll buy it back.
Right.
Whatever.
I was thinking the other night, I was like, man, it feels good not to be a maxi. You look at the price charts and go in and see, you know, like some of the stuff running and some of it's down. It's nice to have. I feel very comfy owning a little bit of all of the pieces, so that I never feel emotionally like I'm being left behind, which is really nice.
I love that too. I love that too. I think you own a little bit more than me on some of the things, and but I feel like I'm pretty diversified inside the RH ecosystem. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, maxis. I mean, oh gosh, we won't even get into that today.
Yeah, we can say that.
Unless you guys come on the show. If you guys come on the show, we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And we do, yeah, we definitely. So we have a private group that is very focused on crypto right now. In fact, largely solely focused there, and we're helping our entrepreneur friends come and really take the bull by the horns. So yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to talk to you guys about that if that was something that you wanted to do. Full disclosure, once again, if you know how to do crypto already, like the back of your hand, it's probably not a good fit because we're very crypto focused around helping people that don't know how to operate in that stuff. Yeah, right now. But gosh, I'm telling you, there is going to come a time here in the next couple of years where it's time to take crypto profits, and you are going to want to come and join us to interact with our other guys that are doing real estate deals, oil and gas, business mergers and acquisitions. You're going to have the opportunity, if you want to come in our group, to do those types of deals, to do deals with us. That Corey and I are going to put our own capital in, that we're going to be doing the due diligence on. We're going to be really driving the agenda forward there. And that's going to be an opportunity that, like many of you have probably never seen. It's going to be enormous. So yeah, we'd love to chat with you about it and see if it was a good fit. Once again, if you need crypto help, we can do that. But if you're already, some of you guys are crypto masters already, it's not a good fit for you right now.
Yep, that's exactly right. We want to make sure that, you know, because it is paid, guys. I mean, we don't do these things for free.
Right.
I mean, have fun going joining free groups. That's probably just pump and dump groups, if anything. But even there's even paid pump and dump groups. It's crazy. You get dumped on your head. You'll pay the guy to go in the group, and then he dumps on your head. You're like, what did I pay you for? Right. I paid you to dump on my head, man. So we don't do that, obviously. But yeah, it is obviously we do devote all our time and energy to this group. This is, I mean, that in crypto. So we do crypto, we do the mastermind, and we hang out with family. That is me and Dane's life. Like that in a nutshell. If you want to plug us, so that's it right there. A family be first. It'd be like family, then the crypto and the mastermind kind of like go back and forth. So
yeah, agreed. I think this is a pretty fair take. Yeah, everyone wants to talk about the passive income, but the truth of the matter is unless you've got some fairly substantial bags, the passive income. So I'll give you an example of mine while Corey's kind of pulling up whatever. So I had a crypto platform that I'd invested in a few years ago, and gosh, like when you factor in some of the appreciation, it could start to get real substantial. So even though the passive income may not be turning out a ton of money right out of the gates on some of the stuff, with a little appreciation, it can get pretty bonkers. What are you going to say, Corey?
Yeah, so I got because this question comes up sometimes on my onboarding calls. Like, I got 10K. Like, am I gonna be able to make the passive income you're making? And like, okay, well, let's break it down. Okay, so one strategy you could do. Now, I don't advocate this strategy because if all you had was 10K, you could stick it in the USDL. The USDL is paying 110%. I mean, if you take 10K divided by 12, I mean that's $833 a month. Literally, when you're looking at other passive income streams in the real world, like real estate, usually your net passive income off of one door, one property, after tenant turnover, maintenance, insurance, all the other BS, the overhead you have on that property, you average around $300 a month per house. And so you're looking at 10K can make you $800 a month is just asinine, in my opinion, in comparison. Now you want to be okay. So I would say that's like the most, what I see in Pulse Chain right now, the most lucrative as far as like just a straight passive income with no risk. Now, if you want to add a little risk to the equation, you can go open up a liquidity pool up in the PHUX protocol. And I see Fast Abdul in here in the chat talking crap, which is great. We love it. We appreciate it. Well, you can wait for the 2FUX protocol to launch and get the bonus. But I mean, let's just say it's 50% APY. Well, then you just divide that by 2, right? And so you're making $400 a month. Now you're in some volatile assets, so you get some price appreciation when the assets go up. There will be some impermanent loss factors and all that. Yeah. But if your just goal was to really kind of create some passive income that was even remotely comparable to real estate, I mean, $10,000 to get you $400 a month. People usually have to put down $10, $20, $50,000 on a property and then get a loan and all the other BS that goes with that. I mean, when you compare the differences, it's a world, it's universes apart. It really is. And so even with 10 grand, you can still make an okay passive income. I mean,
compared to anything else, there's nothing like it.
Anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's great. You make it between $400 to $800 a month on 10 grand, dude. That's ridiculous. Like that. It's unheard of in the real world. It really is. Go try to get stock dividends that pays you $800 a month. You see how much
you need a bag of that to get to $800.
Holy crap! You got to go a lot bigger than you go in real estate.
Yeah,
you got to go big. And so crypto is the only thing that affords us this type of opportunity. It's amazing.
Yeah. I like this. Yeah. Until your 10K bag does a 10X. Exactly.
And then there's that. This is all before price appreciation, right? Like say you're providing liquidity in the PHUX protocol, and then you're turning that PHUX into something that you love, like Pulse, and then Pulse does a 10X, and you never sold it. Well, what did you really make during that time? Yep. Right? You made your 50% APY times 10. You're not going to get this anywhere else, guys. Nowhere. So like, don't feel like just because your bag's a little bit smaller that you can't have this opportunity or it doesn't make sense for you, because it absolutely does. In fact, it might even make more sense for you to do the strategy because your bag is on the smaller size. You need to grow the bag. Just don't sell it. I mean, it's not financial advice, right? Go buy bonds, but I wouldn't sell it, and I'd keep compounding and growing my bag is what I would do during the accumulation zone.
Agreed. So, Crypto Ethos, glad you jumped on, man.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother man?
How you been?
We are blessed.
We are
blessed.
We certainly are. I saw the link. I figured I'd jump in, man. This is actually the second YouTube live video that I've done in a week. It's a little unnerving, I'll be honest, just because I'm not one of those guys that likes to be in front of people from this standpoint. But
nobody does in the beginning. No one does.
You know, the more I think about it, it's one of those things where if there's a way that I can contribute in some way, then I want to be able to do that. And I don't know where this is all going yet, but I feel like there's a lot of amazing things happening in our ecosystem. And I apologize, I'm driving right now, so I just want to make sure that I'm also looking at the road too. I love what you guys are doing. I love what our community is doing. And I'm super pumped, just like you guys. I've got a big real estate background as well, and I want to talk more with you guys as well. That's my passion, man. And I got into crypto. It'll be 2 years. February 5th will be my technical 2 years. That was my first purchase in 2022, and I've been buying red candles the whole
Nice.
time.
Nice.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's good to be here, man. I like I said, man, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I think that you guys are bringing tons of stuff to the community. Just having ears out there and eyes out there to see who's doing what, and encouraging others to kind of get through the bear, and then, you know, buying red candles, and a lot of what you guys have said and encouraged me to, you know, when you get uncomfortable, it's okay. It's like real estate in a way, right? It's like when things are down, you start buying good deals, man. I mean, that's when you make your money, right?
Yep,
100%.
exactly. Yeah, man. I love that you have a real estate background. You'd be one of the ways you could contribute if you wanted to. Corey and I go to real estate events all over the country to talk about crypto. If you want to plug in there, we've had some really cool guys from the community plug into our last few events and helped onboard. That's a great opportunity if you guys want to do some of that type of stuff. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, man, I don't know what you're after, but that'd be one way.
We're always open. Yeah. I mean, the last guy, he literally messaged me and Dane at like the last second. We were already there in Houston, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm just gonna fly out there. I don't know, we never met, but I love what you guys are doing. I'm passionate about this. I'm gonna fly out there and just help you guys." And it was weird. He flies out, shows up on his own dime, and like we meet him for the first time. He's a Hex OG, and I was like, "Oh wow, this was really cool." It was just kind of like, it was out of left field, man, completely out of left field. I did not expect it, which made it fun. It was a lot of fun, and we had a blast. That event was an absolute blast. It was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm sort of in a unique situation where, well, let me rephrase that. It's probably not unique because most people out there, 96% of the population thinks that crypto's kind of a scam. You can't really make money. It's not real, right? My wife.
Real quick, before you move on. Scam. Still confused about money. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's the first time I've heard that so far. That's good.
I had to throw it in there. Go ahead.
Well, my wife is in that spectrum. Okay. So basically, now that I've been buying red candles the whole time, and then they're actually starting to turn green now, which is kind of nice.
It is nice.
It is nice, yeah. And once we actually can start to see monetary gain, that's where I can justify the plane trips. I can justify the meetups.
Sure.
Because these are things that I've been wanting to do so bad, but I got to be able to pass it by the boss. And,
we get it, man.
Right? And so at this point, it's just unrealistic, but we're getting there really quickly. And when we do, I'm looking to arriving. I want to be able to help out as much as possible too, from a technical standpoint. You know, I mean, Red knows, he knows me from a tech standpoint. I am not very savvy, but I feel like God's given me a lot of discernment in terms of making sound decisions and getting involved with the right projects and the right people. That's one thing I know that I've been gifted with, which I give it all to him. And so, I don't know, man, the people that have come around me in this space and have been absolutely amazing. And the opportunity, and I can't stress this, like, dude, 2 years, man. And all I do is I don't go outside this chain. I just don't. There's no point for me. I think that Pulse Chain is where it's at. I think the majority of the assets and the builders, dude, the brains in this group, it's ridiculous. The talent, the God-given gifts, the push, the drive, the arrangement on how I mean, what is the Pulse domains? Did you guys catch that last stream with Lit?
Pulse domains? We know the creator of Pulse Domains. He's in one of our side groups. Great individual. That protocol is great. We reserved some names. Man, it's just. But you're right. It's protocols like that is making us grown up, like Ethereum, like all the stuff like that that's being built. Is, you know, you can't look at our ecosystem and go, oh, that's a nothing burger. Like you can't. It's just too much going on. It's incredible.
And you look at like
100%.
the trading volume and things like that compared to other things with larger market caps and whatnot. Like, yeah, we're still so undervalued. It just, yeah, in my opinion, we feel pretty similarly. There's just not a better place to be right now.
I had a quick question, just changing topic just a smidge. In this group, and again, we can talk further, but I am curious. One of the things that I've been thinking about lately, so I have not extracted any value whatsoever. And so I've taken some in stablecoin and just let it sitting there. But really, I've just been just throwing it in, man. I have not taken, I have literally not extracted any
I'm cash
actual fiat
broke.
out.
Cash broke crypto.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. So, you know, one of the things that I've been talking to a couple other guys about is extraction, and I've come up with a game plan. I've looked at other things, of course. None of this is financial advice. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, go buy bonds.
I don't know if you guys have looked into trusts or DSTs. I've spent an enormous amount of time. So when Biden came in, let me just like 30-second little swap here. When Biden came into office, a lot of my cash investors for some of the raw land development that I was doing were freaking out because he wanted to get rid of the 1031 exchange.
I remember that.
And yeah, so I had to find another resolution. And when I went into this, I ran into what's called a DST, a deferred sales trust. Write that down if you haven't heard of it. A lot of people haven't. It is by far a much better alternative to the 1031. I mean, you can't really compare, but it has the same fundamentals on a very basic level. However, the DST is extremely complicated, but it's a good way to be able to potentially extract value from a highly appreciated asset
Really? And
by deferring the tax. So I was just curious if you guys heard of it, number one. Number two, if it's something that you would be open to maybe having either through that group or like a live once you guys get your head wrapped around, because it's something that I'm trying to put together a savvy team that can really dig into this. And there's only 12 trustees in the United States that can actually do them. That's the other thing. It's
Yeah, so
US
here's like
specific.
let me give you a few different ideas. I've looked at everything that you can think of to make it to mitigate taxes without giving citizenship up as a United States resident. And apparently swearing's on my brain this morning. And I have found, here's what I found, that generally speaking, most of the applications are people want to charge you an absolute fortune, and they're incredibly complex, and they tout that as a good thing. But I found that there are very few people that actually have an attorney that writes the docs that will defend you in court based upon those docs. There's plenty of attorneys that will write documents, but they won't litigate. And that's kind of like, that's like, selling guns to go into a fight, but then you're not willing to go and like be a trigger puller when the time comes. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you won't stand by your stuff, then I don't want to do business with you. And so
100%.
if you look through that lens, you're going to filter out 90% of stuff. And then from there, I think that it's a pretty sound approach to life in general, that if something is very complex and it doesn't and you dive in and you spend some energy and it doesn't kind of just the next steps unfold and be made known to you, kind of like you said with discernment, then they just then it's chaos and it's not a good thing. We would be happy to look at it, but from all my research, I've looked at the trusts and all these different ways. It's just not really clean, and you run a risk if the IRS come and audits you, and you've got to determine, is that risk something that you're comfortable with, or would you rather just do something where there's systems and it's clean already how the IRS, we know how the IRS manages depreciation, for instance. So that's a really easy thing to implement and bet on. We know how they manage Act 60 in Puerto Rico. It's a really clear thing to go do to mitigate taxes. So yeah, that's a quick synopsis.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. It's just something I wanted to throw your way, and we'll see
yeah,
where that
DM
goes.
us. We can look into it.
There is trust that, because Papa Boner has a trust too, and a lawyer. I had talked to Papa Boner's lawyer about their trust and what they do. They do a charitable remainder trust.
Remainder trust, yeah.
And they're able to kick the can down the road, if you will, on the taxes and stuff, and you can pay
It's so
yourself.
boring. Like you can't put that much in it. You got to take distributions over long periods of time.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to get rich now. I'm not trying to wait 10 years to spend my money.
Well, and that's what it sounds like this would be too, Dane, is that you're still kicking the can down the road because all you're doing is you're taking the gains from asset A and you're putting it in asset B. So maybe later,
which is fine. That's the same as like depreciation, right? With real estate, it's the same.
It's the same thing. Same. Yeah.
But also, if you're going to do that, like I want to spend the money now insteid of having to wait.
That's the problem. You can't. You cannot.
Right.
Now, the one good thing is if you're if this is a very good trust and it's a very clear cut, it kind of opens the window up where before 1031 was between only real estate to real estate. And now maybe if you could like do something like a 1031 from other asset classes,
that'd be cool.
That is pretty cool just to have as a tool for certain people who they're using this, how we always talk about crypto's a wealth creation, real estate is a wealth preservation, and they're not wanting to move to Puerto Rico and they don't want to do the scammy self-sovereign citizen option. Maybe this is another option. Obviously talk to an attorney. You would need to get on the phone with the attorney. I literally got on the phone with Papa Bona's attorney and had like an hour-long consultation with him. It'd have been $12,000 for him to draft everything up and do it for me. But after that consultation, I was like, I wasn't on the fence about it until I found the Puerto Rico option. And who knows, maybe I would have done it had I not done Puerto Rico. But it is nice to have the different. There is options out there for different deferments. Just that's what you're doing. So yeah, this is cool stuff though, bro. Like seriously, this is very cool. It could be one more tool if the lawyers are good at drafting it up and doing it. It could be one more tool we could utilize in the group. Who knows?
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I'll send you guys a DM on 2 of the companies that I vetted, and I
DM what it is and give us a synopsis of what your thoughts are, so we can kind of like have some direction. We're not going to spend a ton of time like going through and doing all the fine-tooth stuff.
We could also
sounds like you have already, so give us a summary so we can kind of work off what you already done.
It wouldn't surprise me, Dane. I mean, we have 137 members in our group. It wouldn't surprise me if some of these guys have already got this or heard of it. Like we got some big guys in our group. It wouldn't surprise me if we dropped it in there. I'm like, hey guys, you heard of this? What's your thoughts? Right. And they'd have input. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Love it, man. That's awesome.
Like it. That's great. Brett asks, what do we do for our group? So we run everything in Telegram. I just don't like Discord. It's messy.
Dirty.
Yeah, I don't like Discord. So we run all of our stuff in Telegram. And once again, our intention with our group is to help entrepreneurs, real estate investors, high net worth earners come and get some exposure to crypto. So we walk them through everything. We walk them through security. We talk about strategy. We show them what we're doing. We jump into passive income. I mean, you guys know there's a ton of things that you could do. And seriously, like imagine, and if you guys had an experience like me and Corey, like Corey and I have both lost 6 figures in crypto before, just learning how the game works and spent the hours and hours to figure it out. So to be able to have somebody where these guys can come in, we can hold their hand, give them everything to get started properly, and then help them with strategy and whatnot. That's what we do, and that's what we're focused on. It's been a blessing. We really enjoy working with our guys. Yeah. Yep. This is a good one.
You guys, quick question for that. Because
go ahead.
I'm learning as well. I've been here for, again, 2 years, which, to me, first of all, it moves so ridiculously fast. It's a different language.
It is.
So there's still so much that I don't understand. But when I speak to, my buddies and things like that, I was like, wow, I actually kind of do know a little bit. But what would be very cool would be, I would love to talk to you guys more about how can I help you through that? In other words, is this where you guys come together as a group? And for those of us that actually want to be not only learn more, but also assist in that manner to where we can scale it out and actually you can help teach me how to help some of your people or some of my people, or because that's what it's about, right? If we don't, as Richard Hart
Yeah.
says, he needs us to participate. If there's no
Right.
participation, there's nothing.
Yes.
Right.
That's facts. It's like
Yeah, I
building
would
a
say,
business.
I'd say send us a DM. So the places that we need help right now are onboarding at events. We've got some of our community members already that are pitching in and helping with training and some of that type of stuff, which is good. I think that there may be some more opportunities there in the future. And then by all means, one of the best things for us, if you have people that you think might need some heavy lifting and you don't want to do a lot of onboarding, send them our way. Like, we'd love to talk to them. It's not for everybody, full disclosure. And like Corey said, it's paid. It absolutely is paid. Unfortunately, like, we can't do all the heavy lifting for free. So if that's something that you may be interested in, or you have somebody you think might, feel free to send them our way and we can talk them through what we've got going on. And if it's a fit, great. And if not, like, that's fine as well.
It's fine. No.
Yep, absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah, shoot us a DM. I'll try to answer this question, Dane. The issue is I'm not an accountant, and I don't know bank, like what they look at for getting mortgages. And I know banks do not like crypto and money coming from one place to another without a trace or a
Seasoning
trail,
period, yeah.
or a seasoning period. And so that's the issue here, is that I don't know if they would approve your mortgage on that property. But I'll tell you, PM, what I did and how I'm solving this solution. I don't want to deal with a mortgage either. I don't, but I come from the real estate space. I literally already asked my landlord. I asked him, I was like, hey, how do you like being a landlord? And he's like, I hate it. And he's like, you're the best tenant I've ever had. I live in Florida. I can't stand it. I want that property gone. And after you leave, I'm selling it. I said, that's very interesting. As you know, I'm doing Act 60. I need to buy a property within 2 years. I love your property. But obviously I'll be looking around, and would you be interested in carrying the note for me? And he goes, well, yeah, maybe if the offer is right. The thing with Puerto Rico, PM, is they're very used to that language, and they're used to seller finance and seller carries and notes, because that's the way they did it forever, until they just more recently they've been Puerto Ricans have been allowed to get mortgages from like the United States mortgage company, stuff like that. It's newer, where seller financing was the only thing they were doing for a very long time. So most of the landlords out there will understand that, and you can offer him a seller finance offer, have him carry the property for you. You pay he's the mortgage now. You're the mortgagee. You're gonna pay him the mortgage every single month, and you don't even gotta worry about this bank shit. Like, that's what I'm doing. So I already had that conversation with my landlord. I'm planning as soon as my Act 60 is the approval. It takes about a year to, I know, as you know, it takes about a year to get approved, even though you get the tax benefits on day one. But as soon as I know that a paperwork's like, you're good to go, you need to buy a property a year from now, well, then he's going to get an offer for me. And so toss around that idea. And then, you can use that, $200K for the purchase of the property. You can, pay as a down payment directly to the homeowner, whatever you negotiate. If you need a really good realtor who understands seller financing too, if you want to put the paperwork together, like, I'm not going to put the paperwork together for you. I have one in Puerto Rico who understands all this stuff. He understands seller financing. He understands, like, he's a Puerto Rican realtor, and he deals with crypto people. It's like, he's a great guy. Let me know if you want me to put you in contact with him. He can help maybe structure the deal for you, or at least let you know if you're getting a good deal or not, because obviously you don't want to comp the property, making sure you're getting a good deal. And so, yeah, something to think about. I don't plan on I don't intend to deal with banks if I have to. I will if I have to. It's just such a pain in the ass. You got to jump through so many hoops. Like, you got to show and prove this and prove that. Man, I've been deep in crypto for the last 2 years. Like, are they gonna have a problem with me, like the way my finances look? If I show them my portfolio in crypto, they don't give a shit about that.
Right.
They're not gonna care too. Whatever. What is that? Like, so, like, stuff to think about.
Usually if you do get a traditional loan, they want, and you get a chunk like this, You see it with like gifts. There's a lot of people that have parents gift money for
Yeah.
a down payment. You usually have to have it seasoned for like 45 to 60 days traditionally. So you might run into some of that, but yeah, I would, talk to a banker, figure out what you need to do there. I would imagine you just have a seasoning period and then you'd probably be all right.
Man, I just didn't go out and make a bunch of seller finance offers until someone says yes. Like,
sure,
it's
that's not a bad route either.
It's not hard.
You can't be selective about the property you want to buy with that approach. So that's the one caveat. But yeah, but that's not a bad approach.
Puerto Rico, I don't think it'll be nearly as bad as we're used to here in the mainland. Agreed. Because like it's not like you can call a landlord here in the mainland and he'd be like, what the hell you mean a seller finance? What do you mean I'll carry the note? You have no idea what you're talking about. There they understand. Like it's a very common talk, right? A talk in the real estate space out there, even for retail. So it's like I love that. Like, man, I'll buy a few properties seller finance. I mean, I buy one for an Airbnb, I'll pay for my one that I'm living in, whatever, right? Like if I can get a seller finance, I would love to structure out a small something. And I know an OG Hexakin who did that. He owns 3 properties out there, and because he wanted 2 of them to pay for the one he was living in. And now he's up. The appreciation on him has done amazing for him.
Yeah, it's cool.
So a lot of cool stuff out there, man. I mean, just you got to be creative. That's the great thing about we come from the real estate space, so we understand some of this creative strategies when you're trying to go out there and buy real estate. If you don't come from the real estate space, it's harder. Go get a realtor who understands it, though. There are realtors out there who get it, and there's realtors out there who don't get it. I promise you.
Yeah. Brett wanted. Yeah, what's your handle on Twitter there, Crypto Ethos? He wanted to reach out about the stuff you're exploring.
Oh, it's just what is my handle on Twitter? I don't do a lot of Twitter. I think it's just crypto.
Or how could people reach out to you if they wanted more information about some of the stuff?
Yeah, just hit me up in Telegram. Just Crypto Ethos.
Okay, cool, quick and easy.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I'd love to help anybody that I can, or just throw some.
If you guys are reaching out to me, it's better to reach out to me through Twitter because Telegram gets buried really easy for me. So I'll just be mindful that you can message me on Telegram. If I see it, I'll message back. But it gets buried so quick I mean, I'm in so many chats. And so like if you message me on Twitter, I see it. It's like and then I see the notification. It's like I can go in there and look. So just a heads up on that.
Yep. Fast Abdul.
I had a quick question. I wanted to be respectful of your time, and I just
you're great, man. This is what the Friday open mic show's for.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate that, brother. So we've touched on it a little bit before. I've heard you guys touch on it. I know there's been, I know Walrus has talked about it. I know he's got some people kind of under the hood that he's been working with in terms of using liquid loans to purchase real estate in the real world.
Sure.
So between Tetra, liquid loans, possible coast off ramp, again, integration of the potential DST. These are kind of the things that I've been thinking about and wondering about. And have you guys touched on liquid loan? Because again, I know it's like, oh, it's a 0% loan.
So here's here's the trickiest part about doing that. Like it sounds great in theory to go and borrow against your crypto to go and buy stuff in the real world. Problem is your freaking crypto is so volatile that you can get liquidated out of your position. And so you'd have to borrow such a small amount against it. If your intention was to keep that loan open in the long run, then you'd need to go ahead and take out such a meager amount that I think that's a harder thing to actually have work and practice. So Corey can add to this here in a second. I would either one of 2 things. You're looking to use it. A lot of people are not going to like this. But you're going to use it to exit your position by levering up your puts as high as you possibly can in liquid loans and getting out of your position as stables that way. And then you're liquidated and you've got to pay. Well, I'm not a CPA, but you probably need to pay taxes just like normal. You can go do all your own due diligence on that. So you're not like a tax advantaged way to do things. Or you've got to borrow such a small amount that you feel comfortable you're not going to get liquidated, which if this stuff dips 90%, how much?
99.
Yeah, 99.
Hey, yeah. Dude, okay, so my thoughts, #never selling is a narrative to get you wrecked. Like Look, a lot of the guys don't agree with me with my 5-5-5 staking narrative. I don't like that either. Like, I don't stake 5-5-5-5. I give a little bit to my daughter. That's it. Like, the majority of my portfolio is coming out in 2025. And so, like, the hashtag never selling, like, you're not going to be able to predict if Pulse Chain's going to go down 99% like Hex did. And if it does, and you took out a big loan, let's say you took out like $300,000, $400,000 to go buy real estate, and like, I mean, how much DTI do you need there, or debt to debt ratio? DTI.
Yeah.
I was over on mortgages. But how much, you know what I mean? How much ratio do you need to feel comfortable sitting through another bear market? Like, I don't, man. Like, it's like, no, unless, like Dane said, if I'm using it to get out of a position, that's one thing. Or if your stable coins that you borrowed, the loan you borrowed is very close to home. What do I mean by that? Well, like, I'm doing it. I have a vault open and I borrowed USDL, but I have it in the stability pool and my stable coins are very close to home. So if I saw some volatility on the price chart, I can easily go in there and close out my vault. That's what I mean by keeping it close to home. I don't even buy other volatile crypto, my stable coins that I borrow, because like, if everything drops 90%, if Pulse drops 90%, then probably everything's dropping 90%. Like, and then I'm not gonna be able to pay my loan back if I need to, right? And so like, that's the way I play the game. Hashtag never selling. Yeah, man. I mean, there's gonna be so
imagine if you had, like, let's just take some easy numbers. Imagine you had $1 million. Your Pulse is worth $1 million. Everyone hopes to be a millionaire, right? Let's say your Pulse gets to $1 million, and you're like, great, I'm gonna go be responsible here, and I'm only gonna borrow $250K against this to go and buy some real world assets. You borrow the $250K because you feel like you're being responsible, and then price dips, you get liquidated, and you didn't get out $1 million, you got out the $250,000 when you could have gotten closer to $1 million by just freaking selling. A lot of people are going to experience that, I think, in the next bear market, and I can tell you it won't be us.
Yeah, I am not hashtagging never selling. No. Hashtag I'm selling.
Yeah, I should probably. I'll mute after this. I should probably work on that one. Actually, I put that up on my tag a while ago, and I get the concept. I love it, but you're right.
Just think of the different routes that, you know, what could happen if crypto does X, if crypto does this. Like, just give it some thought through, and you'll come up to your own conclusion on it, and it'll be a smart one. One of the biggest things, man, is with cryptos, they have all these narratives that everyone tries to like sell you on, right? They try to sell you on this narrative. And what I've learned is I got to sit down and not be sold on this and think for myself and try to think it through for myself. Like, okay, if this happens, will this happen? Like, really think it through, man. Yeah. I mean, we need them though. We need the narrative because, like, we need the guys to do this so that way there are exit liquidity. Ooh, I might get hate for that. We might get hate for that one. I don't know. But like, there's gonna be people coming in buying in 2025, people taking loans in 2025. Like, you have this. It's just gonna happen, right? I was exit liquidity last cycle. I earned my stripes. I came in, and like Dane said, we both did. Like, I put it in 6 figures, man. I put in 6 figures at like 34-cent hex. And I was like, yeah, stake it 5-5-5-5. Wrecked. Okay, just wrecked. Okay, and so I learned it's okay, and it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I bought Randy Hilarski a new truck. You ask him about that sometime. He'll tell you. I bought him.
Corey funded that truck.
Yeah, we funded that truck. So like, it's part of the game, man. You earn your stripes. You come in, you learn how these narratives work. You learn how the community works. I love the community. They're amazing. And you'll learn how crypto works. Yeah, just, you know, that's my 2 cents on it, man. And real quick before we keep going on, as Fast Abdul, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know what the hell you gave us.
Yeah, we want to know what you said.
I don't know what 50,000 D is. I hope it's a crypto. I hope it's like the 2 fucks coin you just sent us before it's even out. That would be cool. I'll take it. I'll freaking take it. I don't know what D is. It's probably like 5 cents. You probably gave us 5 cents, right? Fast Abdul.
We are appreciative of all bribes, sir.
And no, sir, that is not taxable to me because I live in Puerto Rico. If anything, it might be taxable as income, and I pay 4% on your 5 cents. So I'm not sure what that is. 4% on 5 cents. It's very small.
Reasonable.
That's right. What's up, Norbert?
Yeah, all good, guys. All good. Nice to
Long
see you
time no
here.
see, I feel, bro. I don't know why. It was weird. Did we
I
not
know, I
see you
know, I
last week
know.
or
It's
something? I
been a
feel like
while. It's been a while for sure. I think
It-
because last week there was no show, and then before
that's
that
what
was
it
like
was. Yeah,
some really high profile individuals were in your show, so yeah. It's hard to kick the ball, when those guys are talking. You just try to be quiet and absorb the information.
No, we're glad you're here, brother. We're glad you're here. That's a good question. Yeah. Vanilla the Hexkin says, I want to come to PR, but I've heard the internet and power can be spotty. What have your
There is.
internet experience been in PR?
Yeah, but Dane
Our
knows.
internet is very spotty when he's
I've
in
been out there
PR.
for a year. Well, not a year, but I've served a year technically now in Act 60. Yeah, it sucks, man. And so like I was running node validators. I had to learn how to run the node validators here in Arizona. I spun up on testnet. I was cranking. I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna spin up all my own node validators. And I get out there. I'm like, oh no, I'm not. And so I use David Feeder's service because of that. Because of the no Vietnamese dong, bro. That's not even worth 5 cents. Jeez. So like, you might as well send me Venezuelan money. That's the same thing. That's like nothing. So yeah, I mean, you have to think outside of the box a little bit. I'm using David Feeder's service for my node validators. I don't run Wi-Fi in my house. I have Wi-Fi in my house, but I'm hardwired into my computer now. It does make a difference, though. If you're hardwired to your internet, you're gonna have a better service there. And I mean, I still stream. I still get through. I mean, every once in a while you'll have some hiccups, but it's you end up dealing with it. I'm probably gonna get Starlink next.
Yeah.
I was
You
just
can get
going to say Starlink.
Yeah, and I remember when Trevor is another Hexican, great guy. If you don't know who he is, he's out in Puerto Rico. He uses Starlink. He never has any issues with that, and so that could be another alternative for you. Now the power thing, you'll have two options. Well, three really. Do nothing and just eat it. Right? You're camping when the power's out. You get your lanterns out, you get your flashlights, and you get your gas stove, and that's what you're doing. Number two is you can do a generator. The generator is probably the more expensive route, depending on the size of your house. My house is 3,300 square foot, so I need a pretty good sized generator. But although I only need the lights, so we're gonna be looking at that this year. The third is they sell these batteries. They sell these really huge batteries, and they sell them at Walmart there in Puerto Rico. And they cost about $1,000. And the good part about that is you don't have to put gas in it. You don't have to, keep maintenance on it like you would a generator. The downfall is the battery's only good enough to like run all your lights, run your internet. It won't run your AC. The AC pulls too much power, but the battery will last a whole week with the power out. So I might go that route just because I don't know if I want to deal with the whole generator route. I don't know yet. I'm still balancing the ideas around that. Generator would cost me around $5 or $6 grand, where I can buy that battery for $1,000. I just need lights and internet when the power's out. I don't know. We'll see. So those are your options.
Yeah. I did the conversion. Fast Abdul with the super chat says he sent it in Vietnamese dong. The conversion, 50,000 Vietnamese dong is a couple bucks in USD. So thank you very much.
Hey, more than I thought. And then Dane, what's $2 times 4%? I just gotta see what my taxable burden is there.
Oh, right.
It's 8 cents. So I got to pay 8 cents on that, Mr. Fasadul. Thank you very much, sir.
That's good. We've got to jump off here. This is a pretty good place to wrap the show. We didn't get to all the questions, but I've got to jump off. Do you want to do some more questions, Corey? Are you ready to wrap?
No, let's wrap it up, man. I got a lot of stuff I got to do too. It was great coming in and checking in with you guys. If you guys really have burning questions about Puerto Rico taxes, the trust, obviously reach out to Crypto Ethos for the trust stuff. Reach out to us. We're more than happy to talk about any of this stuff. If you want to talk about the group too, reach out to us. We can talk about that. And yeah, that's all.
Yep. Cool, guys. Thanks for jumping on. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
Take care. Take care.
Take care.